Hi, welcome back, everybody, with another episode on the 44 Pod with your host, Mr. Hollywood himself, my co host, Mr. Stay Hernia, aka Hernie, always Hernie, my brother, Big Hern.
Yes,
How we
sir.
feeling, big dog?
Good. Real good. School started back up. Hey, we back to
Ooh,
football though, so fuck the school shit, but we back to football, dog. So really excited about
hell
that.
yeah.
It hasn't been quite what I expected in the sense of um numbers and stuff like that, but that's overall I think it's been good, like we've been getting some good work in, and I mean shit. If we keep working the way we are, man, I really think we got something special. So really
Yeah.
optimistic about that, but can't get too ahead of the train because you know how that goes, man. You get a little too excited too early, you end up like the Niners, and you're watching at home because you had a bunch of injuries. So, but
Yep. Yep.
it is what it is. But yeah, no, really good, really positive week. How you been, man?
It's good, man. I'm finally like on vacation for a couple weeks.
Big time.
It's
That's huge.
definitely fucking definitely well needed, bro, because man, that last week of work was definitely getting to me. I was like, dude, I don't know how much more of this I can take of it right now, but it was good, man. It came out at the right time. So right
Yeah.
now I'm just relaxing. Me and the wife just kind of hanging out in the house and shit and just chilling, having a good time so far.
Oh yeah.
But man, let's get straight into it, bro. Let's talk about what everything that's happened this past week. Like I told you guys, the Knicks were gonna win this shit. I As soon as Hearn uploaded the last pod, I said the Knicks were gonna sweep that same fucking game. They decided to lose. I will say I guess I jinxed a little bit, but besides that one game, what they were 4-1, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
literally.
so I mean. Was pretty much fucking spot on about the Knicks winning that game. And then I think what the Spurs are the favorite. Everyone was saying like, yo, the Spurs are gonna fucking whoop ass and they were gonna take it and all this bullshit. Hey man, always go for the underdog. And in a lot of cases, I would say this whole month was the month of an underdog, right? Like, I mean, if we're not to jump ship like right into UFC, because obviously we're gonna talk about that. The underdog won that fight, the main event. So um, but yeah, for basketball, the Knicks won. Next time you guys go to Vegas and you watch the 44 pod and I'm talking about whatever's going on, hey, make sure you place a bet, man, because if I would have put some money on the fucking Knicks winning the
You
way
feel
they
good right
did,
now. Yeah.
I'm feeling fucking great. Feeling fucking
Sorry.
great. But did you watch the last game where you were kind of like, hey man, the Knicks pretty much have it at this point?
I watched the last three games of the series, so I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like for me personally, like the reason why I didn't really think the Knicks had it was every game they were losing, like by a lot. Like they didn't play good at all.
Yeah.
But the Spurs, I think it's like we talked about with the Super Bowl. Like the Spurs are just a little early. Like you could just see like the playoff experience wasn't there, and really the big game experience. Like everyone's shitting on De'Aaron Fox. Like you got to remember, like this is the first time you've seen the postseason past the first round. Like when he was with the Kings, I think they only made the playoffs maybe once with him. So like he's never really
Yeah.
been there. And obviously Wembyama, it's his second year in the league. Like he hasn't been there. So there's a lot of like growing
Oh,
pains
is
in
that
this
the
season.
guy that you were talking about that's a little, little
No, no, no.
fruitcake?
Cat, no, no, no. Cat is the one on the Knicks. He's a little zesty. He's a little zesty.
Yeah, a little
No,
zest monster, huh?
no. What?
Yo, that
Wembyama.
was we,
Good.
he sent me the videos. He sent me the videos and I was like, yo, I can see what the fuck you're talking about, but holy smokes, that was funny.
Dude,
That was
like when
funny.
he
It was funny.
like in those videos, like when he's like, "Oh my god," it's like, "All right, dog. Like you don't need to do all of that." You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Like you chill, dog.
That was
No, but
funny.
Wembyama's like the fucking alien. Like he's like 7'5", like plays like a guard basically, but has the body of a center and stuff like that. Like he just needs to like to me. There's not a whole lot of good centers in the league besides like the obvious like Jokic and stuff like that. Like so to me, like when you're not
Hmm.
facing a guy like that, you should be doing everything in your power to stay in the paint, stay inside the 3 point line. Like I know he can make threes and stuff, but I feel like when you have the size advantage and no one can guard you down low, like you got to take advantage of that. But yeah, I mean we'll see. The Spurs, man, that was a shot. I think that was a shot for at least the next year. I think hopefully my Lakers kind of reload and get this divorce done with LeBron, and I think we need to sign and trade Reeves, and let's build this thing up around Luca, and let's get after it, man. Like we've
So
seen the blueprint. Like let's just get after it, and let's get the job done. But yeah, we'll
yeah,
see. Obviously, like any big trades with the NBA, and I mean big trades like a Giannis trade or anything like that. We'll talk about it briefly. Just don't expect like a whole lot of in-depth detail about every single piece or anything like that, because I'll speak for myself at least. Like I know basketball and I know the stars and stuff, but like I couldn't tell you about any guy past the starting five on each team. So, and even then, like I might be good for like 2 to 3 guys a team. So, but yeah, any big trades like that, Rigo and I will talk about it at the very least. Just discuss the fact
yeah.
that it happened. But like, don't expect it to be like our NFL stuff where it's like super detailed and we give opinions on the outlooks in each team and stuff like that. But yeah, so good on Rigo. He got something right with the Knicks. Um, and yeah, I mean, hopefully this is a thing, a sign to come. Like Rigo's going to be on fire come NFL season. Because I'll be honest with you, man. Like I think week one, like I think I'm gonna throw a little parlay and just pick every game Rigo picks, and let's see what happens.
Winning some big boy money right there. But yeah, man. To be honest with you about the championship game too, like this is probably the first year that I actually didn't watch any full basketball game at all. Like never even like turned on basketball. Um and to be honest with you, I felt like the season this year was kind of really boring. I'm not even gonna hold you. I mean, from my perspective, right? Also, I'm a little biased too, just so nobody fucking comes at me crazy or whatever, because there's a lot of basketball fans out there. Me, I only watch basketball when it comes to like the finals, because like obviously, like who wouldn't want to watch the finals at that point? Because season's kind of pretty much over. But for some reason this year, like it didn't seem that fucking interesting. Like there was no really, I would say from what I was seeing and hearing, there's not really much hype behind basketball this year. Um as far as like anything crazy. I mean I definitely could be wrong. Again, I'm biased because I don't really pay attention too much, but I pay attention to all sports in general. I mean there was a few little things here and there like the Lakers making the playoffs, like further than what they were expected to do. A couple of trades here from teams. But other than that, like the Knicks and the Spurs, like making the finals, like I don't think there was much of like uh super hype about that at all. Like to be honest with you, it was kind of like the Spurs had it. Nobody was really paying much attention. No, I expected, like you said, nobody from someone that knows more about basketball and following it. Nobody expected Knicks to go like to win it all. Um, but again, I didn't really find it like anybody was really talking about basketball as like the years passed, right? Like when the Warriors were playing the Cavaliers with LeBron on it, like I felt like there was so much hype about that. And like when fucking the Celtics won, I think they won last year, right? Um, Pretty sure they won last year. Or was it the year before that?
It was the year before that. Last year was the Thunder.
Okay, City Thunder's like I don't know. In my perspective, I just felt like basketball playoffs this year wasn't as rowdy as it was last year. Just my opinion. Again, I don't follow it like other people do it, so I could definitely be wrong about that. But just from my perspective, I didn't feel like it was that. I don't know, Hearn, if you feel the same way or not. You could be like, "Yo, this guy's fucking retarded." Definitely wrong about it. But
No, I think
yeah, I
I
don't.
think for I think for us, like especially like when you're talking about the Warriors, like I think there is a little bit of that West Coast bias. Like obviously we're over here, so when the Warriors were really good, like and we're talking about their championship years, like it's all everyone ever talked about. And I think
Hmm.
honestly, I'll be honest, I think being near the Bay Area, I think and honestly most of like California's a very like um it's a very bandwagon state. So like when there's a team that's good that's near the area or um you know just yeah, I mean, honestly, just a team good in the area, like people kind of just jump on that bandwagon and kind of just ride it out, and then when they're not good, you don't hear anything from them. Like, and it's really evident.
Yeah,
Like
facts.
to me, it's really evident between the Warriors and the Niners. And I don't mean to pick on the Niners either. Like, obviously, there's a bunch of diehard Niner fans. There's one on this podcast, but um, like it's funny, and I always like anytime you ever see me troll the Niners, it's really not to troll the Niner fans. It's really to troll like the people that are bandwagon, because like when the Niners struggle, you don't hear shit from those people. And the second Niners start winning, they post like Niners shit, like on their story as if they're a real fan. It's like, bro, like I respect you choose the Niners to be your team when you're deciding to follow football, um, but like I think the bandwagon shit's kind of ridiculous. Like you're better off just picking a team and riding with them, and like it is what it is. Um, but yeah, so I do feel like there's a little bit of bias, and maybe that's what it is too. Like obviously, there's no. I think this year the Lakers are really the team on the West Coast that was like really good, in the sense of being a playoff team and stuff like that. So I think yeah, there is a little bit of juice. There's a little bit of juice that like isn't there, that wasn't there this year. But honestly, I feel like a lot of the big time teams, like the big city teams, like the Bulls, besides the Knicks, the Lakers, the Warriors, like all these big teams, the Celtics, like these big brand teams in the NBA were irrelevant. Like when you look in the NFL, there's always a couple legacy teams. Like, and when I say legacy, I'm talking about like the Packers, the Niners, the Cowboys. Um, Trying to think on the ifs. I guess the Chiefs now. But like teams like that, teams that are always the Steelers, like teams that are always consistently in the playoffs, they have a traditional winning. Like there's always a team like that, um, kind of going in the NFL, and I feel like that's something the NBA is kind of lacking, and it's really not their fault. Like it just so happens that those teams this year, like they were either injury riddled, and like I said, besides the Knicks, like the Knicks obviously did it all, they won it all, but I don't think the Knicks were regarded as like this generational team that's an obvious NBA championship contender. Um, so obviously that'll change next year, and we'll see how that goes. Work out. So, but yeah, we can pivot to. I don't know. You want to do your top five, or do you want to roll with the UFC?
Yeah, let's get all this stuff on, then we'll do that stuff at the end.
Okay, cool.
Um, yeah, so for people that didn't know, obviously I don't think anybody would know. Fucking, I threw a UFC party at my house, had a couple friends over and stuff like that. Just all good vibes. Wife decorated downstairs and stuff. Um, man, it was for me personally. I didn't think the card was gonna be as good as it was, but the card was fucking pretty badass. I think every fight was pretty entertaining. I don't think I had any bad comments as far as like bad fights of like, yo, this needs to hurry up. I mean, especially like the main event, Ilya Taporte and fucking Gaethje, fucking that one, bro. Round two, Ilya should have won that shit, dude. Fuck, very disappointing in that, but it is what it is, man. What'd you think, Hearn?
I thought it was pretty good. Obviously, like I was, I think the first thing about the event itself, and when I said the event itself, I'm not talking about like the fights, like just the actual spectacle itself. I thought it was badass. Like I really hated the fact that, and we don't have to talk about which side was doing this, but really hate the fact that it was trying to be rolled into like this political like um rally and stuff. It really wasn't. Like it was really just kind of obviously the setting itself of the White House was badass. It looked gorgeous. Like
Yeah,
just everything around it, and then like the incorporation of the president's band. Like obviously that's a really like cool thing to have, and to see that and hear them perform was great. And then even the stuff that was going on across the street, dude, there had to be, because I think it was only supposed to hold a certain amount of people. There had to be way
yeah,
over the fucking amount of people. It looked fucking insane. But
yeah,
I thought that, so just the spectacle itself, I thought was badass. And then the fights themselves, and obviously we get a little bit more detailed in a second, but yeah, I think obviously the big one, the big two, obviously the two main events. I think most people, and when I say most people, I mean like UFC fans specifically, because I think the two guys that lost are really big fan favorites. and obviously they didn't win, so they were favorites going into their fights and they're fan favorites. Even though I will say the Pereira fight was really a pick 'em. Um, I thought Pereira would have a shot, but kind of when it started, I was like, oh, he's in trouble. Like, just kind of
Dude,
feels like
he right away, you can tell like
it kind of feel
it
like
was
he let himself get too big. Like he looked too heavy.
yeah.
Um, and I think he can make it at heavyweight. I think he can win some fights at heavyweight. I just think he needs to kind of like he can't go up to the max of the weight class. I think he needs to be kind of like Hokit, and this like Hokit's like 20 pounds under the limit. Um, that's kind of where he needs to live. He needs to just be this like a fast puncher, and obviously he has the power. Unfortunately, I think at that weight class though, I don't know if he's gonna have a whole lot of big finishes against good heavyweights. I think if he goes against a guy like kind of like Hokit, I think Hokit's like just he's an accident waiting to happen. I think he's gonna get fucking clocked. Like if he faces a good heavyweight, I think he's gonna get rocked. And then with Topuria, kind of felt like he underestimated Gaethje, and I think it was pretty evident in round one, like just kind of the way he was reacting to some of the stuff. Like didn't really. I think he thought like, this guy's not gonna hurt me, and by the end of the fight, he fucking definitely looked like he was hurt. So, and
Yeah,
we actually
100%.
found out some more details about that. So, um, but yeah, I think from the beginning of the card to the end, it was electric. And as a casual fan, if you didn't appreciate it or like it, fucking shame on you because this was a fucking show and a half. And I thought it was a really good event. But did you want to go
Dude,
like,
I thought yeah.
yeah,
No,
go for it.
I don't get yeah, I was gonna say I don't have to get too much in depth because I know like I mean, the fights to me overall, like I said, I liked them. They're great. I liked how entertaining they were. They weren't so like fuck. You were standing around waiting around. You know what I mean? Like they were
Yeah.
all, what they delivered and some, which was really good. What I will say that I was like really like holy shit, like you said, like the whole thing in general was a spectacle. Like the fact that it's at White House and this will never happen again because Dana White said it was too damn expensive,
It's-
and to be
yeah.
like alive during something like that to happen at the White House, like you like watching it is a part of history. It's like one of those things like when like yo like when you have kids and your kids talk about like dad like did you know or like mom did you know did you see watch the UFC fight at the White House like you know what I'm saying like
Mhm.
it's one of
Yeah.
those things. And I was telling my wife about it, my friends. I was like, dude, this is like literally fucking history that we're watching. And what I really liked about it the most too is that like every fighter walked out with the Medal of Honor recipient. Like I didn't know that that
Yes.
was the thing,
Very
and I was
cool.
watching. I was like, holy shit, that's a fucking Medal of Honor recipient right there. And like some of the
Yeah.
guys like I did know, and I was
Yeah.
like, dude, like that's fucking badass. So like
No, it was really
just the
cool.
whole
Like,
thing, was great.
yeah, I think that's one of the things. Like, I think that's the problem is like, man, I really don't want to get political, but like, I feel like a lot of people when you talk about being an American and like being a patriot, when I say that is like, I'm talking about being a patriot and like, supporting like our military people, like from a Medal of Honor recipient to a fucking private at the lowest level. Like, I feel like when people do that and you show pride in being an American and being like a good patriot, you get called fill in the blank, right? And so
Yeah,
that's where that other stuff comes from. And I mean, just point blank, period. Like, it was an event. Yes, it was a sporting event, but it was really like kind of like a just a show of appreciation, I think, to a lot of the military. And obviously, I think most, if not all, the people in attendance at the actual where the octagon was all military people. Like, I don't think there's any. There might have been a handful of um, celebrities or uh,
yeah, as they were
reporters and
like at
stuff
every
like that.
fight.
Like, I saw like the busting with the boys guys were there. Like, obviously, they weren't military members or anything like that, but. I mean, for the most part, it seemed like it was predominantly like people in the military or people tied to uh,
Yeah, yeah,
historical American events or law enforcement or whatever it might be. I just think I thought that was really cool. Um, but yeah, I really think the president band made. I think if
that
they
was
can't
pretty
be,
cool, huh?
they were fucking tight. Like it was really cool.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, every entrance was electric. Like the walks from the White House was really cool, especially the main events. Like Justin Gaethje and Ilya Taporia like walking from the actual Oval
Dude,
Office
that
to
shit
the
was
octagon. It
fucking
was fucking tight.
badass.
Yeah, it was really cool. Um, yeah, I just think overall, like I said, the spectacle itself, and obviously the fight's really good. Uh, I guess my question to you, Rigo, is uh, what did you think fight wise? Like, if besides the main event, because I think for most people that's probably their favorite. What was your favorite fight on the card?
Favorite fight on the card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
besides the main event, because I think for most people, like for me, I would say the main event, but I feel like it's kind of a cop out answer.
Yeah, hold on, let me look at the card again. Because mind
Because
you, I was pretty
I think
intoxicated most of the
for
fight, so let me
I think for me, it'd either be the Diego Lopez, which is like the very first fight of the night. The
that was a good
knockout
fight too.
fucking was really tight. Um, I know Rigo liked the antics of the Josh Hokett fight at the end, in his interview and stuff, but
No,
uh,
definitely didn't
I whoa.
I don't know, comment
That's
on
not what
that
he
one.
said earlier. Anyways, I think I'm gonna be a little biased. I think I'm gonna say the Sugar Show. I really love Sean O'Malley as a fighter. Like I think he's what the UFC like ideally would want in terms of like a champ. And obviously when he was champ, like they were fucking building things around him and stuff like that. Like he's ideally what the UFC wants post Conor McGregor. Now obviously that's gonna be the next numbered event, main event, and we'll talk about that because they showed a um I don't want to call it like a promo, but they showed a interview with Connor and Max Holloway, and obviously Joe Rogan was in the middle of it, but it was really just Connor shouting at Max Holloway. So I did the air quotes because it really wasn't an interview. Um, but yeah, did you figure out what fight was your favorite?
Yeah, honestly, like between the first, like the main card, I would say the first fight was probably the most entertaining. Just because I like how you came out with the mariachi, bro. Like the whole band playing that shit was badass.
Yeah, it
The
was really
whole
cool.
entrance was
It
shit
really,
was fucking sick.
I will say that I was a little disappointed that almost every fighter got covered by the band except for in Suga's fight, the guy that came out to Drake. I forget his name off the top of my head. But he came out to Drake. Like they didn't cover Drake. I thought that was a little disappointing. I thought it'd be kind of sick, like to cover him, just to cover. Like nothing against Drake either. Like I just
Yeah.
think like I just feel like everyone should have got the same treatment. But it is what it is. But yeah, I thought it was a hell of a fight, hell of a fight card. What did you think of the
Yep.
Hokit fight? Like we don't have to talk about the post stuff, the post fights, the interview or anything. But
So
what did you think of the Hokit
that one
fight?
was, yeah, I was gonna say that one was a little disappointing in the sense of like
More Derek
Hokie
Lewis.
look,
More Derek Lewis
yeah,
than Hokit, right? Okay, that's what I thought too.
yeah.
Derek
Derek
Lewis looked
Lewis
like
looked like he didn't even try. Motherfucker went in the
yes,
arena, was like, I'm gonna throw a few
yeah,
haymakers here, and that was it. Hokie was obviously ready to brawl. Like you can tell Hokie was scared of Derek Lewis's power because he was backing up
yes,
most of the part. And I was waiting for him to land
yeah.
one, like where he was gonna rock his ass. And this dude just kept fucking running around. Like he wasn't doing anything. I'm like, bro.
Oh,
And then obviously you can see like the fight was pretty much over at that point. And I'm like, dude, that was the most disappointing fight if I would have to pick one.
mm,
Um, but I mean, shout out to Hokit, I guess, because he knocked him out, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Derek
yeah.
Lewis just gassed himself out like he wasn't ready
Well,
to fight.
I think Rogan brought it up after the first round. Like he's like I think he's mentioned something about his shoulder, and I kind of thought the same thing. Like it seemed like Derek Lewis didn't use his right at all. Like didn't even use it to block or anything. Like just kind of felt like he just kept it at his side, and then like he would throw it here and there just to keep
Yeah,
Hokit honest. But and then yeah, after that first round, he was completely gassed. Like there was no coming back.
there was no
Um,
yeah, there was no reserve in the tank.
no, absolutely not. So little disappointing. I agree. And with Hokit, I really don't like. I know I think he's now going to be ranked 4 if I read that correctly. I'll be honest. Like I was telling,
He's not that good of a fighter, dude.
absolutely
He's
not. I
not.
was,
He's
I was telling my
yeah.
dad the same thing. I think like he's obviously someone that they're gonna put a rocket on because there's not a whole lot of guys at heavyweight at the moment that are doing what he does in terms of selling fights. Um, and I think, and that's what I'm a little nervous about in the sense of like a lot of people are like, oh, that's Pereira's next fight. That's Pereira's next fight. I really think for Hokit's sake and Pereira's sake, I think it's a bad idea for both. I think Pereira is gonna get like the wrong idea of this weight class. Like obviously he kind of got a taste of it, and he's kind of complaining right now online about he's saying that Cyril Gahn like basically like punched him like 12 times in the back of the head, which he did get like one or two in the back of the head, but it wasn't 12. There was actually a video I saw. I think it was on Instagram or TikTok. The guy literally broke down all the punches that the guy was talking about, and it was literally two out of like the 12 hits basically that were illegal or whatever. So,
Yeah.
and I think for Hoki, like I think Hoki's gonna eventually get caught the way he fights. And I love like I think the funniest part of that whole fight was when he put him in an armbar. Like, Buddy clearly had no fucking clue what he was doing, and like everyone online's like he's submitted someone in an armbar before, but when someone's bigger than you, and not necessarily by weight or height, but when their arms are like fucking Derek Lewis's arm was damn near the same size as Hokit. Like you can't just
Bro,
lay that
he
shit
was
up.
yeah, he
You
was
can't
just
lay.
fucking laying there catching his breath. At that point, I'm like, all right, dude, you got
Yes.
a couple seconds. Like, you had like 30 seconds in that armbar where it
Yeah.
was just like you they're laying there, and Hokie was like, oh, I got him. And then Derek Lewis was
Yeah.
just breathing.
Like I
I'm
was
like,
telling
bro, you're just giving this guy time, bro.
when I saw that live with my dad, I was like, he's going full WWE because Hulk is fucking screaming like he's got that shit locked in all crazy, and you just see him like this, like the arms just sitting on his chest, like no, like he ain't doing shit with it. Um,
Dude, that
so I thought
shit,
that
that
was
is
hilarious,
pathetic.
and that's where I was like, oh shit, like this guy might be in fucking trouble, dude. Like if he can't even put on a fucking armbar. And then it's funny, like you see now, like I think he posted something today, or he commented on someone's post, like basically saying like, "Oh yeah, I was trolling" or something like that. It's like, bro, yeah,
You are not trolling in a
the
fight,
fight
dude.
game is like the one place you shouldn't troll because you're gonna get like, you're gonna do that to the wrong person or like think you're gonna get away with it, and you're gonna get your shit caught. You know, you're gonna get caught up. So, um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, the main event, like you said earlier, like. And honestly, I think that it was kind of a trend. This card, and then obviously the Sean Strickland card. A lot of underdogs have won in big spots. Um, do you think that trend's going to continue?
No.
And that's what I was going to ask you next. So obviously no. Um, is that because you know the next big card is McGregor Holloway, and you know there's a slim chance McGregor's winning?
Yeah, I just think there's a I call it a dog day, right? Like everybody has a dog day in the sense of like, yo, you're having a shitty day, you're not at your peak at your best. You're just having a shitty day. You're going through something, whatever, right? I think every fighter, every person in life goes through a dog day where it's like the unexpected always happens, right? And sometimes it gets the better of you, sometimes you're on top of that. And for fighters that were the underdogs, obviously the main fighter or the A side fighter had a dog day where it was like, yeah, I just didn't fight my best today, or it just wasn't me today, and the other person won. They just played better than you that day. Same thing like with sports, you know what I mean? So because of that, I think the underdogs, as far as like for the Max Holloway and McGregor fight, I think Holloway is more than definitely gonna lose that fight just because McGregor looks like I watched a recent interview with him, um, and he looks pretty fucking locked. Like as far as like this guy looks like I wouldn't say his old self, but it looks like he's about that action this time. So that's where I'm kind of like, okay, I think McGregor low key might have it. But moving forward, if he does win that fight, and just moving forward in general, if he does decide to fight again, do I see him going on a win streak? No, no, not at all. But I think, it's kind of like with the Ronda Rousey fight. Like she came back. at the UFC and then tried to do her thing, whatever, and then she retired. You know, stuff like that is what I'm trying to say.
Man, so Rigo's low key gonna throw some cash on Connie. Damn, it
Yeah, I
dog.
mean, yeah, like who is the underdog for that fight? Have you seen the Vegas spread or
It'll
no?
probably. I would be shocked if Holloway's the underdog. It should be Connor. To put in perspective for people like that may or may not know, the last time we saw Conor McGregor, he got fucking leg checked and shattered his fucking leg. So,
Well, yeah.
um, he's got quite the
There was
uphill
no leg
battle.
check. There was no leg check.
I'm gonna put
Yo,
that clip.
so
I got that clip recorded.
yeah,
I will throw that in right here.
Obviously stopped in a horrible way. Give us your thoughts on how it was going. I was boxing the bleeding head off him, kicking the bleeding leg off him. Usual side dive to close the distance. This is not over. If we have to take this outside with him, it's all outside. We don't give a. He said that he believes that one of the kicks that he checked is what broke your leg. There was no check. There was not one of them I checked. Your wife is in me DMs, hey baby, hit me back up, I'll chat to you later on. We'll be at the after party, the Win nightclub, baby. You looking bitch, you little.
Your wife,
fucking shit.
your wife sent me DMs, baby. Red panties,
So
baby.
yeah,
Um,
so
but
yeah,
yeah,
so if McGregor's the underdog, I will I will bet on McGregor. I'll put $100 on that fight, and I will put my slip on there, whatever, on the clip. You know, when we do our fucking thing, whatever, so you
yeah,
can see that I'm about that action.
yes, sir.
Only if he's the underdog. I'm not gonna put it on there if he's not, right? Because
Yeah, that's fair
that'd be.
enough.
But
No, it's totally fair.
we'll see.
Yeah, I think for me, um, I'm really curious. Like, I want to know if Gaethje's gonna come back. Like, I want to know if Gaethje's retiring or not because the fucking performance he put on, and I think to like you said, I think Taporia kind of underestimated him a little bit. But he got hurt in the second round, so it wasn't like the first after the first two rounds. Like, this is gonna be a hell of a fight
Yeah,
if Topuria's face can hold up. Like, I thought it was gonna be a hell of a fight, and it honestly was. But we really shouldn't have had that fourth round. Like, they basically called the fight. That was such bullshit too, by the way. Like, they basically called the fight at the end of the third round, and then the ref gave Topuria like basically 2 minutes to kind of like get his like his everything kind of back. Um, but yeah, I think the fight should have ended in the third round with the doctor
yeah, I
stops.
agree.
But um,
Agree.
so that was kind of bullshit. But it is what it is, and thank God like that didn't play a factor in it. Like, I think if that happens and then let's say Taporia knocks out Gaethje, I think that whole event kind of would have been tanked with controversy. Um, but obviously that didn't happen, so lucky us. But yeah, I'm really curious about that division because I mean with Taporia, obviously everyone was, I think not everyone, but I think Gaethje said that he shouldn't get a rematch right away, or somebody said that. I could be wrong, but so I'm really curious what the next matchup would be for Gaethje if he's not retiring, which also could happen. And I mean, like if you're in that situation, Rigo, like you're damn near 40, you just won arguably one of the most iconic fights, or most iconic. You were just on the most iconic fight card presumably in history of UFC, and you won, finishing. You're officially the champ. You're not the interim champ. You're actually the champ. Would you hang it up?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that payday was that's what McGregor calls red panty night because that
Yeah,
is the perfect time to retire. I would have retired in the ring. I'm not gonna hold you. I would have done it because um everybody's gonna remember that fight. Actually, I don't know if I would have retired in the ring because regardless, I was
yeah.
gonna talk about
I
that.
think I almost think
I would just come out post fight. I'd be like later on, like down the road. I'm like, you know
yeah. I
what,
think
dude.
I think the way he's going about it is the way. If you are going to retire, I think it's the way to do it. Is kind of like wait a month or however long he's going to wait to retire. Because I think if you did it in the ring immediately after, no one would talk about the fight itself. They would just be like, "Man, what a great career he had." You know what I mean? Like, I think I definitely want to get some
Yeah.
props about I was a fucking huge underdog in this fight, and basically everybody said I was going to lose to this guy that was arguably the pound for pound best in the UFC at the moment, and I just whooped his ass. So
Yeah.
I'm with him. I think he
I what?
definitely. I don't know if he's gonna retire though. I think we
No, I
could
was
get.
gonna. I was.
Good.
Yeah, I was just gonna tell you. I think he defends it. He looks like the type of guy to
Yes,
defend his title.
I think he's
Hopefully
gonna
he
fall on the
wins
shield.
because yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Whether
for
win,
sure.
lose, or draw, he'll retire after his next fight. Just because I mean you're the champ, right? You want to defend the belt. Like, hey, dude, you don't want to be the guy that remembers you won the belt,
Yes,
and then
and
you're
that's it.
like, hey,
I'm
you never
out.
fought for it. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
So
And that's
yeah, that's
where,
how I
and
feel.
that's where, and that's where I wanted to say, like, I find it really interesting with the Holloway and McGregor card is like because I'm pretty sure they're both in the same weight class, if not near the weight class. Like, could we see a scenario where McGregor wins? And I'm not for this. I would not, if I'm the UFC, I would not do this. But could we see a scenario where, let's say McGregor wins, and not by decision either, like he wins, whether it's TKO, submission, whatever. Could we see a scenario where the UFC says fuck it and they put Gaethje McGregor for the title, run it fucking back? I wouldn't, like I said, I would not do that. Now, if Holloway wins, I would. Is the last time we saw Gaethje and Holloway is one of the most iconic moments. We all remember the Holloway point down that everyone likes to do now, and they fucking duked it out for 10 seconds, and Holloway ended up knocking out Gaethje. I think that'd be
Yeah,
pretty
that shit was
fucking cool. But
badass.
um, yeah, I'm really curious what Uncle Dana's gonna do, because is he gonna use that McGregor Holloway as a number one contender fight? Like I said, I wouldn't. Um,
I wouldn't either. Fuck
unless
that.
it's unless Holloway wins by like like fucking doing what Gaethje did, then I would say maybe we could do that with like I said, Holloway Gaethje. But and then earlier today, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but Uncle Dana announced the card after the next numbered event after Holloway and McGregor, which is going to be in Philly, UFC 330. I believe it's Ian Gary Machado versus God damn it, it's not Islam. No, yeah, it is Islam Machaev, Machaev. I think it's Machaev. So obviously that's a pretty badass event, and then our main event, and then I think the co-main event is Mackenzie Dern defending her title. I don't remember who
Beats
the
me,
other
bro.
fighter is, but um, obviously two really good co-main events for titles, obviously. So, and Philly's a great crowd usually, so that should be a really great
It's
card.
gonna get rowdy.
Gonna get very rowdy, very fucking rowdy. So, I mean, the UFC, man, like I think they bounced back. I think I said something earlier this year, or maybe it was at the end of last year. I kind of thought they start out. I think it was earlier this year with the first two cards that they had.
Yeah,
I thought they
yeah,
were
you
kind of
did say that.
snoozers. They bounced back, and I might be a little biased because of the whole just the White House event itself.
Well, dude,
Um,
it's just talking about it. You're gonna be like, holy fuck! Like
but
Dana,
just the
how do you
cards,
follow up with that?
just the last two cards themselves, like try not to involve anything outside of the fights themselves. Definitely fucking elite. And yeah, I mean, hopefully the UFC keeps this shit rolling.
Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, I mean, what more
I
to
mean,
follow that
there's
up with great fights,
yeah,
right?
there's really not much else to say. Like we talked about, like I said, the band. I think like you said, the
The Medal of
the record.
Honors. Yeah,
Yes, recognizing the Medal of Honor. Men and women, and yeah, just kind of just showing appreciation to everyone in the armed forces. I thought it was really great. Um, yeah,
yeah, and it was the Army's birthday, so it's a good time. Good time.
yes, sir.
Uh, so what I wanted
Wait,
to
wait,
talk to you
wait.
a little bit.
Time out real quick. Did we talk about like I know we mentioned your UFC party, but did you like go into like how it actually went?
No, no, there's no need to go too much in depth. It was just a good time.
Ah, see,
It
hey,
was a good time.
see how he goes. But see, if I threw the UFC party, it'd be I want to know who was there, what'd you do,
All I'm gonna say is I
and
had
see how
some
this
good
guy
friends,
is,
good
man.
company. good. I had some
Mhm.
good company. Had a great
Yeah,
time, man. The fight was a good time. Everyone had a great time.
yeah. See,
Um,
he's bullshitting us now. He
uh,
was fucking. He was lit. You don't know who
I
was
was
there.
pretty, I
Yeah,
was
go
pretty
ahead.
faded,
Mhm.
but
Yeah. So yeah. Too much apple
good
crown and
time.
Sprite, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. I couldn't. It was funny because I had to like watch myself because, hey, man, like I'm on a watching my calories and stuff. So, I gotta
Mm,
drink those super Michelob Ultras so I don't, 80, 60 calories
yeah,
a can. So I can't drink too
yeah, yeah,
much.
yeah. Yeah. No,
But
I get it, dude. I got the Modelo Oros. Those are fire, but yeah, it's 90 cows, baby. It's gotta cut somewhere. So I get it.
yeah. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you a little bit what I've been seeing. I think it's kind of annoying because like I know what's gonna happen, but whatever. I've been seeing a lot of Max Crosby trade talks to the Niners. Have you seen anything like that lately?
Yeah, actually, I think I sent one to our group on Instagram with Mr. Google. And it was kind of just talking. It's kind of something we've already kind of touched on. Like the two teams that are suitors for him are the Eagles and the Niners. Um, I mean, obviously, and when I say like they're in on him, I mean like people are saying it's like nuclear hot. Like these
Yeah,
guys
that's what I
want
saw.
him at all costs. Like, which I mean personally, the price. So pay the fucking price or fuck off. And I think that's kind of
Yeah.
seems like that's what the Raiders' mentality has been in this situation so far. Um, but I mean, shit, man, we'll see. I mean, what do you really think? Like, do you think like the one I've seen, especially from the Niners' perspective, the trade I've been seeing a lot of has been a first next year and Michael Williams for Max.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if I knew you, I would say you're probably doing that trade. Um, just in terms of the trade itself, not really necessarily saying like, because obviously I think when we talked last time about the Niners, you were kind of all on board and like kind of selling everybody and kind of just rebuilding, not like
Yeah.
rebuilding, but like kind of just selling off the older pieces on the team, while
Hell
they
yeah.
still have some
Got to,
value.
man.
But
You got to.
so yeah, I mean, off rip, like that trade specifically, Michael, a first for Max, like you're doing that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you're the Eagles, what would be equivalent to that without giving up Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter? Do you think they have a deal? Or
That's what I was gonna say.
because I don't
I think
think they do, unless it's going to be. I think they'd have to be heavily draft picked. Like I think it'd have to be two first almost. Um,
yeah, 'cause I was gonna say if I was the Raiders, I'd be asking for Jalen Carter and a fucking second or third, to be
See,
honest with you.
personally,
That's what I would be asking.
I'm really worried about Jalen Carter. Like I think
Yeah, okay. Actually,
he's
on a
kind of
Raiders team, I would not take him. On a Raiders
that's
team, no.
I would
No fucking
personally
chance.
not even just as if I was a building. Let's say I was with the Titans, and they're like, "Hey, we got to take one of these Eagles tackles. Which one would you take?" I take Jordan Davis, fucking 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. Like I think he's just a way better player. And he doesn't come with like some of the baggage that Jalen Carter comes with. Jalen Carter to me is kind of he's not a I you guys have heard me talk about it before. Like he's not a shit. He's not a
He's
because
a
his flatness.
shitbird.
He's not a shitbird, but he's definitely a fuck stick.
Which is crazy because out of all places, he landed in Philly, where you think he would be more of like like you would. I feel like you would have heard more stuff come out because he is in Philly, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like I think it low key works from in Philly.
No,
Um,
definitely.
which is weird, which is really weird. I know that was one of the biggest things coming out of the draft for him was like, yo, his off the field issues. I mean, so far, like he's been pretty good.
Relatively well
Um,
behaved.
yeah, but I feel like if he's with the Raiders, I mean, you're in Vegas, there's gambling, there's all this sort of stuff and stuff like that. So I could see where the concerns are. Definitely, like the red flags are there. And especially the fact that like you're giving up your best player on defense for a guy that might not work, but again might be very crucial to your development on the defensive line. So it's definitely a risk on whether there's a risk and there's a reward to it. Is if the reward outweighs the potential risk more, I guess. Me personally, if that's not something you like, I would say fuck it, give me two first, right? That's what I'm
Mhm.
asking.
Yeah,
Um, but
I think if they're in that spot, like you said, I mean, it's really just dependent on what they think. Like, I think, I think it really depends what they think of the leadership without Max Crosby looks like. Like, if they think, hey, we got the leaders here with Kirko and Fernando and all that stuff, but I mean, if they don't think they have the leadership, then I would just, like you said, just go for the picks. And I honestly think you might be able to finagle more than the two first. Um,
I think so too. I'm asking for a fucking haul. Fuck that. I'm looking
yeah,
at Miles
like
Garrett, and then I'm working around that because what they got Miles Garrett for
they got
what
Miles
first
Garrett
round
for
pick?
a first, Jared Verse, a second, and a third. Um, and I think most people, like from what I've read, is like most people value Jared Verse as a first rounder and a second rounder. So, I mean, you can basically
Yeah,
get two firsts, and I don't think Max is quite that level, so you probably wouldn't get an extra second or third, but I think you get two firsts and like two thirds maybe. I think that'd be enough. Um,
yeah.
it just kind of depends on um, if the Eagles are really willing to do that. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, if they're gonna do it before July. That's all I ask. Like, if you're gonna do it, it was cool having them on the team. Um, but I'd really hate to do it like at the trade deadline or like right
Yeah, me
before the
too.
season, like they done before. Because it's really
Yeah,
disheartening. Like when they traded Khalil Mack, um, I was one of those Raider fans. As a young guy, I was a little naive, and I thought they're not trading him. He's a franchise guy. The fuckers traded him a week before the season started. Those fucks. And yeah,
yep.
so I'd rather just if you're gonna do it now. Rip the band-aid. Don't fucking let this linger into training camp and like tell us, hey, he's gonna fucking be here or he's not. And don't fuck me either if you say, oh, he's gonna be here, and then you fuck me the week before and you trade him. Fuck that, and fuck you guys for doing that. Don't fucking do that. Just fucking, hey, he's not gonna be with us or whatever it might be. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, personally, I hope he stays till the off season, and then if we're ready to get rid of him, we get rid of him. But we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. So this is the point of the show, where we kind of pivot off sports and stuff like that. I think what I told her is like, all right, guys, like totally fucking random. But if we had to
Definitely.
rate our five pizzas, right, of like fast food franchise pizza places, like I'm talking about Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, Papa John's, and there's one more I think I'm missing, unless I got all of them. Papa John's, Little Caesars, Papa John's, Little Caesars, Round Table, Domino's, or damn, I gotta get a
I would
fucking
just
list.
I was just say I think it should just be like non mom and pop shops. So like I might
Yeah,
say a place like for example Mountain Mike's. I might say a place like Mountain Mike's, and everyone from like Texas to the East Coast has never fucking heard of it, or vice versa. Rigo might say like some uh Pistol Pete's Pizza. I've never fucking heard of it being in California, but he's had it in Oklahoma or Texas or wherever this guy's fucking Georgia, wherever
all
this
right,
guy's
so
been. I think
okay,
that's pretty fair.
this is the ones we're gonna stick with. We're gonna do Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's, and Little Caesars. I think they got those everywhere. I've been in Texas and I've been in California and everywhere. So these two places got it, then it should be money in the bank. So I'm gonna ask you, Hearn, what number one being the best and number four being obviously the worst at the end. How would you rank these? Because I know how I would.
Um, I know Rigo's probably not gonna like this. But I'm
Right.
gonna go. I'm gonna go four. I think it's Papa John's. I'm not.
Crazy. I knew you were gonna do some shit like that.
I'm not a big Papa John's guy. To be fair, where we grew up, there isn't one within 30 miles, so it's not like I've had a ton of it. Um, so yeah, I got Papa John's 4, 3. What did you say? Domino's. What was the other two? Little Caesars and Pizza Hut, right?
Yeah.
I think I might. The way I just said it, that might be my list. So I'm gonna go 3 Domino's, 2 Little Caesars, and then I'm gonna put Pizza Hut 1. Um, but I know
The
Rigo's a big
hell?
Papa. I know Rigo's a big Papa John guy. So to be
Yeah.
fair, like for everyone, like I know like his reaction. Like to be fair, I fucking very rarely take any of those places. Like I'm usually either a mom and pop place or I'm like a round table or a Mountain
Go-tos.
Mike's guy. So, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean to be honest with you, we gotta add the fifth. We gotta add a fifth. I think, and I think Rigo's gonna agree with this fifth one. So 5 for me, is Papa John's. I know he doesn't like that. Fuck him. 4 Domino's. 3 7-Eleven. 2
Mm.
Little Caesars, and then
Fuck, if you're
1.
adding 7-Eleven, dude, that changes
Yeah,
the game, bro. That
yeah,
shit changes the fucking game.
yeah.
I
We gotta
already
get into
know.
it now, big dog. Everyone's got a
Oh,
7-Eleven,
fuck.
baby.
Oh.
Everyone's got a 7-Eleven.
All
Yes,
right, all right.
sir.
So is that your order right there? Because I got
Yeah, yeah,
mine.
yeah. Definitely, yeah.
All right, so since Hearn changes the game up a little bit, I have to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start from one to worst. So
And
Hearn
you,
did it
how
the other
about
way
this?
around.
How about this? Just do the 4, and then tell it like because I obviously I added that 7-Eleven. So do the 4 like the original 4, and then tell us where 7-Eleven would fit in.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all right, but I'm still gonna do it one to worst, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah. I
best to
got you.
worst.
Yeah,
So number one for me is gonna be Papa John's.
yeah. We knew that.
Number two is gonna be Domino's. Um,
Damn near the opposite.
I would say Little Caesars is number three for me. It's a strong. It was hard between Pizza and Little Caesars. Like those guys were a toss up because sometimes Little Caesars is like on point, like as far as like it's just
I gotta
cooked
ask
well.
you, like,
Yeah,
what's your order at Little Caesars? Because like
just original, just pepperoni shit.
that's where the game, like, you gotta update the
Well,
app.
original or cheese, right? So the thing is too, like I did see like they added like a new
Dog, dog. You
the
gotta get the stuffed crazy crust.
I know
That
I see I
shit
don't like stuffed crust. I don't like
is
stuffed crust.
fucking okay. You don't have you get the crazy crust. Fuck him. The
Yeah, so
crazy
that's what I was gonna
crust.
say. I did
The
see that shit.
crazy
That's what I
crust is gas,
but
my
I
dog.
but I can't
But
eat
I
that
get it.
shit, bro.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
No, I
But
understand.
yeah, so Little Caesars 3, it was pushing a 4 because again, if Domino's is on I mean not Domino's Pizza Hut, like I do like Pizza Hut, like very well. Like
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. Sometimes that shit's on point, but sometimes
So,
like
yeah.
when I get I like it fresh, like right off like buddies just pull
I
the bitch off. I'm eating that shit right then and there. Like
I've
if
seen
I
this
wait
guy
until I
put
get
away.
home,
I've seen I've
yeah.
seen Rigo put away quite a few personal Pizza Hut pizzas in my time with Rigo. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so it's got to be one of those things. But yeah, now since we're adding 7-Eleven,
7-Eleven,
I would say I would still keep the order the way I have it, but seven
like
Eleven would
damn
be
near
my number
one, huh?
one. Yeah, no, 7-Eleven's number
Woo!
one.
Yeah,
Dude, I
I
don't
figured
think people
that.
understand like how busted Seven
I
Eleven pizza is. Super
we've talked
underrated.
we've talked about it on the pod, and like I'll put in the clip here about him talking about the 7-Eleven pizza. Like this guy loves the 7-Eleven pizza. That's why when he was like when we're talking about nationwide like places that everyone could go to, I was like, you know what, fucking 7-Eleven's nationwide. Um,
Yeah, that it is.
I think for me the Papa John's, like when I've had it, I just feel like the sauce is a little too sweet for me.
I do
But
like that. See, that's why I like it. Low key,
yeah,
that's why
see,
I like
so
it.
which is
And
all
the
so
crust.
I yes, yeah. I wouldn't know, but I know a lot of people love Papa John's. Like they love the fucking what comes with it, the little butter shit, the
And
dip
the
or whatever.
jalapenos in the corner, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like all that stuff too with it. But to be fair, I just haven't really had a whole lot of it in my life, so surprisingly. Um, and then Domino's, I think is pretty good. I just like prefer like I think Little Caesar. I almost put Little Caesars one just because of the stuffed crazy
Damn.
crust. Like that's how good that pizza is. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think overall, like, I think for most people, like, you really, those pizzas are like, and I could be, this might be a hot take, but I feel like most people, this is kind of like, that's kind of like a drunk pizza, like, or like a drinking pizza. Like, you're not really like getting those pizzas from these places to, because I want the best pizza and fill in the blank, right? Like, I feel like for the most
Yeah.
part, this is a, hey, let's grab like 4 pizzas, like we'll throw on the game and we'll have like a fucking boys' day or whatever it might be, or we're having a party for kids or whatever it might be. Um, but yeah, Rigo, I actually, speaking of pizza, like, and maybe you've talked about this before, but like, what are your thoughts on Costco pizza?
Dude, it's been a minute since I had Costco pizza, but I do like Costco pizza. Again, so the thing is, like, how do I explain this? Because it's gonna be kind of controversial in the sense of like how I like my pizza, right? Because everyone's
Everything's
different. Like,
everything's
so
controversial.
me personally, I like pizza right then and there. Like, yo, this shit's
Yeah,
hot.
yeah,
Like, I can
yeah,
barely eat this shit in my mouth. Because I don't like it when I go home and it's already settled. Like, me personally, I don't like that shit because then it doesn't taste as good. That's how I feel about
yeah.
Costco pizza. Because like when you take it, it already gets kind of cold and you're like, fuck it. And at that point, I don't like it. The only time I
Mm,
can eat cold pizza, bro, is from Pizza Hut. Like, and I'm not saying cold in the refrigerator cold. I'm talking about like I took it
it's been
from
left out.
point A to point B. Yeah, point A to
Yeah.
point B, and it's been left out and I can eat it.
Hmm.
Only time I could do that, I could do that with Pizza Hut, and I could do that with especially Domino's. I can't do that with Little Caesars, and I can't do that with Costco Pizza, and I can't do that with Papa John's. Again,
Yeah.
this is how, like I said, that's why I'm like, I do like I like Costco if I get one slice and I'm eating it right then and there. Like I'm not taking
Yeah.
that bitch home.
I do think like pizza is one of the few, like especially from chains like we're talking about. Like pizza is one of the few things like you kind of, I think that and like street tacos, really, like I think those two foods specifically you kind of have to have right then and there. Like I feel like, and
Yeah, you can't take that soggy shit home,
no,
bro. It's just
hell no. Like
gross.
I think like that's one of the things like whenever my dad and like Littlefoot or Max, like whenever like we're hanging out and we're like, oh, we're gonna go get pizza, it's like, all right, like, do we got time to sit in today? Because sometimes, obviously you got shit going on or whatever, so like it can't happen. But for the most part, like we get an opportunity to go sit down and eat pizza, we're gonna fucking take it, because Rigo's 1,000% right. It tastes so much better um when you fucking it's hot out the oven and it's like, all right, it's time to grub. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, okay, I will say, um, I feel really good about my list. I know obviously it's basically the opposite of Rigo's. Um, but I think
yeah,
that's really just like a taste thing. Like, and don't get me wrong, like Rigo and I, like when we've hung out in the past, like, and we go to get pizza, like we went to some great spots. Um,
yeah. That we did.
so there's definitely like, it's definitely not like one of those things where it's like, oh, I have to go to this place because Rigo doesn't like it, or he has to go to this place because he doesn't like it. Like we pretty much, for the most part, we try like to go to places that like just like non-chain places for the most part. Like obviously there's, there might be a place where it's like, oh, they have a couple locations, but they're not like a, like I said, a Papa John's or anything like that. So um
Yeah,
but yeah, I think I'll be honest, when Rigo first told me this too, I thought he meant like flavors of pizza. So I was like thinking about I've been thinking about what am I gonna put at fucking 4 or 5 all day today. So I'm like, bro, like I already had, like, obviously I got like a good idea of the top three, but all day today I'm like, bro, what am I gonna put at 5? Like I'm gonna have to come up with some fucking crazy pizza or something to like
yeah. Hell
uh
no.
because I was like, dude, we're gonna get fucking way too fucking into it if we do all that. So I'm glad it was just the chains, because that made it a lot easier for me.
Yeah,
That might
yeah,
be something we do next time. Like we'll have to come up with some fucking like list of like I don't want to call it flavors, but you guys know what I'm getting at, like the types, I guess, of pizza or something like that. But um,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think hell of a fucking pod, boys. I think it was a great pod.
Straight on it, baby.
I mean, it's like we've done this for like 10 years. Like I think we've gotten so good to it that, I mean, this shit just comes easy. I will say, Riverside, we gotta, hopefully today you guys will let me edit, because I'll be honest, I'm kind of sick of seeing these videos, like these, we got some fire content coming out and I gotta just upload it as a vertical clip. It's kind of a fucking L. So Riverside, if you guys are listening to this, I need to be. Please let me edit, big dog. I need to be able to edit this shit today, especially
Yep.
today's episode, because I got to make a big cut and add some clips. So please let me edit today. Um, but yeah, just big shout out to everybody. Always, Max. I see you. You're liking the posts. You're liking the video on YouTube. That's what I like to see, big dog. We need more of that. All right, we need a little bit more of
Yep.
that.
Yep.
But yeah, anytime anyone likes it or just repost it. Like to be honest with you, I don't even want the like just repost it. And just kind of help people kind of find us. Like on TikTok, we average like I'd say for most of our videos, we average almost 1,000 views. Pretty much on almost all of our uploads. So that's obviously got to do with I think a lot of people reposting it or liking it. So appreciate you guys for doing that. Um, and yeah, we're just gonna kind of keep turning this shit out. Hopefully, we get some big news within the next week or so because, I mean, we're getting to that point. We might have to get some guests on. So if there's anybody out there
Yep.
interested, um, we'll talk to you beforehand. We don't want you guys to feel like, oh, we're gonna put them on the spot. We're gonna try to fucking, make fun of you or like try to like make you look bad. That's not what we're about. Like, really just about a conversation and can literally be about anything. If there's anything like any passions or anything you're really interested in, we'll try to do our best to talk to you about that. But yeah, if anyone wants to, please feel free to reach out to Rigo or myself or the page itself, the 44 Pod page on TikTok or
Yep.
IG. Because yeah, I love to get some guests. Like I think ideally from the next pod to like the last pod we probably do in July. Like I'd love to just kind of like a summer of guests. Um, or we can kind of just chop it up, and then obviously if anything big happens, we can talk about that. But yeah. So, anything, Rigo? Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the most part, like you kind of hit it on the nail. Is like, hey, man, we're super thankful for everyone that likes and views our stuff and like has comments or whatever. It just kind of helps us in all ways. So just continue to repost and like if you guys already are. And if you want to join the pod, hey man, you know what to DM on the socials. Go ahead and do that. Next thing too is I just love uploaded on the Perfon page. The next drop is
Yes.
dropping soon next month. So stay tuned for that in July. Go if you're one of my followers, go ahead, Ern.
I totally forgot. We got the big dog. We got the big dog coming in to Alaska, right? Big dog's coming.
Oh, he should be coming, yeah. I have to like confirm with him about that. So hopefully he's still coming
Big
down here. So
dog.
we'll see.
The fucking big guns
So
are incoming to Rigo. That's gonna be fucking
yes.
electric. I can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah, so
But
we'll
yeah,
see about that.
shout out to the Perfon. Hey man, like Rigo's in his bag. Like I feel like a lot of people think like you're kind of trolling. Like this isn't a screen print. Like this guy is not like, hey, I need what's that fucking brand called? Not is it Gilad or Gilad or whatever? The Gilad.
Gilded.
Gilded,
Gilded.
there you go. This isn't a fucking gilded cheap t-shirt that you got on t-shirt.com and uploaded a bunch of fucking images. This is some real deal shit, bro. Like, I want people to understand this guy, this is some real shit. Like, Rigo didn't just, oh, fuck, I'm gonna make a t-shirt today. Let me go on my MacBook Pro 3 and fucking, nah. This is some real deal, like, from the fucking mud type shit. So please, when this guy uploads a shit for Perfon, like understand this isn't some fucking chat GPT. Hey, I'm gonna make a quick site, make $100 to pay for my gas this month. No, this is some real deal shit. So please, like when you go looking out for the Perfon shit, understand this is some real shit, bro. This isn't some chat GPT shit, all right? So put a little respect on my guy's name. It's not a screen print shot we got running, all right?
I appreciate that, big dog. I appreciate that. Hey, shout out to my boy Herm, man. He's always showing love all the time. So
Let's
again,
go.
thank you guys for showing all the love and support. Man, make sure you hit the
Yeah.
follow on the 44 pod, hit the follow on the Perfon page. Go
Yep.
ahead and shop around. The
Yep.
next drop is dropping next month, so stay tuned for that. But hey man, we'll catch you guys on the fucking pod next week or
Yeah.
whatever, or Friday. And or probably next week actually on Monday. But
Yeah.
hey man, you guys have a good day, have a good weekend, and great week, man. That's your host, Mr. Hollywood himself, and my co-host, Mr. Hernia, man. Signing off. Peace out, everybody.